Good evening, Nikki, and good evening to your wonderful daughter, Morgan. So it's very rare in I Am Woman we have a double act of mother, daughter, but using very similar techniques when it comes to exploding who you are on social media. So first of all, thank you so much for doing this interview this evening, because it's 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night and we're capturing all your amazing skills and talents for our I Am Woman upcoming event on Friday, 9th of June. So welcome, and who would like to go first? I'm going to suggest that we come to you, Nikki.
Okay, thank you.
Because I understand you're going to be exploring Google and Facebook, because most people know of you as Nicky Bright Holidays, the lady who went from having 99p in her purse and then within 2 years was up around 2 million and growing. And you actually started your business from a place of adversity and turned that adversity into a business opportunity, which is just incredible. And I know so many people are going to be interested. How did you do that? How can you go from 99p in your purse to within 2 years nearly hitting 2 million? You renamed yourself, you set up a business and actually went ballistic when it comes to social media. So, Nikki, would you please, first of all, give us a little bit about your backstory and how you're using social media to explode your business?
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for having me. Well, as you know, for the people who do know my story, I came from a place of being a successful family woman, businesswoman with my husband, who's in business too, and we lost everything. And it was at that point that I realised that the only person who was going to help me and the only person who would be the person to deliver for me to go forward and I could trust was going to be me, because there was no one else around me. And I kind of set out to say, I just so going to succeed in what I do. I'm going to make everything possible. So one of the things I did in the business when I set it up was I was looking at marketing, and I couldn't afford to have anybody marketing for me and paying them thousands of pounds each month. So it was very quickly that I realized I could do this on my own. And one of my greatest tools, which I absolutely love doing, is Google. Now with Google, I don't pay for any adverts because they will just take your money, take your money, take your money. But what I realized is that with holiday letting is that the agencies are taking between 17 and 20% plus VAT on top, sometimes 24%. So I didn't want to pay all that money out. How was I going to direct the traffic now to me so I could take the booking? So it started off with, when I was going through the booking sites, they ask you every single question possible because they don't want the guest to engage with you. They just want the guest to turn up and go home and pay. That is it. So I very quickly realized when I looked at all the questions of everything that they wanted me to engage with was, I'm not engaging with my customer how they want me to engage, because they're cutting me out. I'm the middle person and I'm cut out of this. And they're taking all of this extra 20%. So I quickly went in, looked at the questions and thought, I can answer that. I can answer that. They're not answering it for me, which now allowed me to be able to have a relationship with my customer, which is important in all businesses. What happened then was, when I had this engagement with my customers, is that the booking sites now block my email address, my phone number. They will block everything, photography, the lot. They won't allow you access to your customer. So this was, again, I just kept thinking, how can I get hold of my customers directly and keep that 20% for me? Because some of these booking sites were earning over 35, 40,000 pounds a year from it. This is one booking site. And when you're on a platform where there's 37, it's a lot of money I was going to be losing. And then one day I just noticed that when I was in a shop, which could have been, say, IKEA, I'm walking around and I'm thinking to myself, you know what, I spend a lot of money in IKEA. I buy lots of things from IKEA. How can I use IKEA, who's one of the biggest marketeers in the country, as a platform for me to advertise on for free? So I can tell you now, if I look on IKEA, so with IKEA last month, I had 13,000 people viewed my pictures. Because what I did was, I went into IKEA, I bought furniture, the furniture is in my holiday lets, and then I quickly tapped into Google and I did a review on IKEA. And when I do a review on IKEA, I leave the review as Nicky Bright Holidays. And I leave the photography pictures, which are professionally done, of the rooms I style. 13,000 people looked at those rooms. Now, in those rooms, which is what's clever about this, it doesn't all have to be IKEA. It can be one item, it could be a lamp. But the fact is that photography holds something from IKEA. So that made me think, how can I do this with anything in life? Who are the biggest players that have got a huge audience? You've got B&Q, Marks and Spencer's, Waitrose, you've got Gatwick Airport, you've got Louis Vuitton. So all I do is now I just shop in these places and I check in, and I make sure I check in as my business, and I do the photography through my business. And what happens is then people will save those images, they come back because they're looking, say they are looking for Waitrose, for instance, in Courthouse Cross or in Cowbridge. They will just type in, and the first thing that comes on Google are all my lovely photographs. They're all professional. And all I get is then is a little inquiry will come through and say, hi, I've seen your images on, say, Marks and Spencer's, or another great one I've got is Costco. 14,000 people checked in at Costco and was looking online. And one of them, all I need is one of them to come back and make a direct booking, and I've saved myself 20% paying fees. So all I do then is engage with them. Once I can get a client off the booking site from Airbnb and booking.com, and I can get that inquiry directly to me. So again, when the booking is set up, I take out all the keywords that stops them having communication with me, that they have to speak to me. Once they speak to me, I say to them, can I have your telephone number? I'm going to send you a video tour of the property. Once I send them a video tour and I engage with them, they don't book through the booking sites, they come direct with me, and I save all that money. And I've literally saved over nearly £100,000, I think, last year by getting them to come direct to me. And it's just fantastic. I love it. So even if I was to go into and look into a recent one I've done, I went into Courts with Morgan, and we were celebrating 2 weeks ago, celebrating her finishing university. We had a lovely meal. So we checked in, we took a photograph of the meal, and we popped it on as Nicky Bright Holidays was delighted to leave a review for her guests who are now got holiday lets in the Cardiff area. We recommend them to come to Courts. Well, I can tell you over the last 2 weeks, we've had 1.7 million views of that photograph, and I get inquiries through that photograph, and I don't pay any marketing at all. And it's just a brilliant platform.
So how could other people do the same?
So depending on what your business is, I would say, for instance, set the Google page up for you as your business with your business logo and your name. And every time you go out or you do something, you leave a review in your business name. Depending on what you do, it could be that you supply toilet paper, it could be that you supply shampoo, or you're in beauty industry, or it could be that you've got dresses, and you could just say that I was delighted today to check in at the Courts Hotel today, and I noticed a lady who had a beautiful dress on. And it could be yourself wearing the dress in the picture, it could be a guest, and you can just say, the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, the actual venue are glad of your review, which is a 5-star review. They love it. And because it's a great review, they even promote you. I've got Marks and Spencer's, I've got it down here, Louis Vuitton, 10,000 in 1 month, because we bought sunglasses in there. We've got Cowbridge is one of my biggest ones. The Cowbridge Food and Wine Festival, that got 128,000 views in a week, because I was there saying Nicky Bright is recommending that the Cowbridge Food and Wine Festival is the place to go, and I recommend it to all my guests, and I put a tag on it, and the tag, when you click on it, links straight back to my website.
That is incredible, absolutely incredible. Is this one of those best kept secrets, do you think?
Do you know what? It's not really a best kept secret. It's just something that I thought to myself one day. It's a life hack. Yeah, I was just driving around one day, and I just noticed on my phone that Google was saying, Nicky, you're outside the Holiday Inn. Why don't you check in? And I thought, I'm just driving past. And then I thought, well, actually, I'm going to check in. I'm going to go in now, and I'm going to check in that I've had an amazing stay at the Holiday Inn. And I'm going to write in here that I was having a consultation with a client talking about a new holiday let. As far as the Holiday Inn are concerned, it was a 5-star review. They loved the review. They promoted the review. But at the end of it, Nicky Bright Holidays gets a mention. And that's what I do.
So how important do you think it is then to have your great photography, obviously, and also a great website? So as soon as they land on it, you've got the analytics there. And also you can convert as soon as they start coming to you. How do you start making that conversion? And how do you keep?
So yeah, I make that conversion because you do have to have great photography. You have to plan it. You need to know, well, Morgan's very good at it as well. We make sure there's no handbags in the background, that you do it in a way that that photography picture has to capture that guest straight away. You've literally got about 3 seconds to be able to get them to stop, pause and look. But really what it's all about is memorizing your logo and your business name. And it was really weird today because I was in the hair salon and I was telling this lady about, I've got this Airbnb pub and so on. She went, Nikki, I've heard all about it. And I was telling a lady, I hadn't even met you, but I knew that I'd seen and I heard something to do with the name Nikki, but it was in Swansea. And I said, but how did you know? She said, I've just seen things on social media. And then all I do is then I go into Pinterest and I put a photography picture up. It could even be a glass that I bought. And I can say that that glass was bought from, say, Waitrose. I've now got a tag for Waitrose. I've got a tag from my website. And I just keep tagging and tagging. And all that happens is then is when you click on the glass, it'll divert you directly to my booking page of the holiday that you've seen the glass in, which is my cottage. Because all I'm interested in is saving the revenue for myself and not giving it the money away.
And how are you working first Facebook as well?
With Facebook, I've opened my page up now, but instead of having it create and ask a friend, I've changed it now to just follow me. So they don't have to ask to be my friend. They can just follow me. And because they can just follow me, I don't need to look for friends. They just keep coming.
I just want to add to that as well. Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same company and they're actually linked, and there's a setting where you can link them together that whatever you post on Instagram will automatically get posted to Facebook. So if you haven't got that switched on, very important, because you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone with that, and you miss out all the hard stuff really. Sorry, carry on. Just thought that was relevant to pop in.
But generally what happens is that people will see a post that I've put up, and it could be that I've tagged in Marks and Spencer's, a cushion or something. But the reason I tag it in is because I don't want to be taken down because Marks and Spencer say there's nothing in there. I make sure that I'm very, very clever when I buy things. There's something from one of the shops, whether or not it's B&M, Home Bargains, B&Q, and I can just tag them all into one picture. As far as they're concerned, that picture is a fantastic photography picture. It's a glossy magazine picture. They're happy to say that review belongs to them, and that picture is something to entice a customer back into their store, and they just allow me in. They just open the floodgates to me, and I just keep on posting and posting and posting. Pinterest again, I've just got loads and loads and loads of direct people who come to me because they could be looking for a cottage in Wales. It's not just the cottage, it could be the blanket, it can be the candles, it can be anything in there that I'll just keep tagging. But every time they click on it, it'll divert back to my booking site.
It's absolutely incredible. Can I pull up some photographs? I know you've sent me some photographs.
Yeah.
Evidence this, so perhaps you can.
So that was this morning. So I actually have a Google badge to say that I'm one of their top performers. Yeah, so this one here explains that I've got, what is this one? It says this week that my views have gone again. The popular is very, very popular over the last few days, and it's doing really, really well. I've had over 100 views on one picture. So far this month, we've got 1.7 million views for this month. And then as you can see, then I have got the farmers market, which has brought in 128,000. I've got B&Q, I've got Louis Vuitton, I've got the vintage shop. Wherever I go, every single place that I drive past or I'm traveling to is an opportunity. Gatwick Airport, wherever I'm flying to, they all get checked in and they all get left photography images, because there's something there that I know that I can say, Nicky Bright Holidays has stayed at this hotel and I'm really delighted with it and I recommend it to my guests. And the fact that I've done that will just always link back to me.
That is magic. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. We're going to be coming back to you, Nicky, because you have a special announcement to make as well. So I'm going to be coming to Morgan now, Morgan McLoughlan, and we're going to talk to us about TikTok and Instagram. So do you want to give us a little bit about your backstory of how you started?
So my backstory is obviously linked to Mum's, and my backstory comes from the separation of our family, and kind of how I would say how I fell into social media more than, like, it was never something that I thought I was going to do. So when we were going through the family separation, I found a lot of comfort, and this is what I just written my dissertation about. I've just finished uni. I found a lot of comfort in makeup and the creative arts. So I used to just find myself sitting in front of the mirror and creating fun and creative makeup looks, just experimenting, and it was very much like what I called as like my therapy during that time of our family separation, which is really weird to think of when I think about how far I've come with it. Yeah, so obviously I was creating all these makeup looks and stuff, and I just thought, what do I do with them? I was taking these photos and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make an Instagram. So I was only 15 or 16 at the time. I'm 22, nearly 23 now, so I've been doing it a long time. And I made this Instagram, and I remember it was a weird name. It was like mua.morgan.muck.x, like it was a really weird, bizarre username. And for me, it was just at the time a way for me to just share the makeup, and it was kind of like my little vault in a sense, like my little portfolio. And if you go back on my Instagram all the way down to the bottom, you can see like how my styles changed, because it did start sort of as like a portfolio, and it still is to me in a sense, but then it kind of grew into more of like this business thing. So I'd probably been doing it at this point for about 2 years. I'd finished my A-levels, gone to college, and I'd got into my first year of uni, and lockdown happened and TikTok had just started. So even on Instagram at that point, I'd still only really been doing it more of a portfolio thing. And TikTok had just started, beginning of lockdown, and I started to create my makeup looks, but as videos. And I had one video that blew up for the first time within like a week of downloading the platform, and it had over 1 million views. And I just started getting these views coming in and engagement and things. And that's when I realized, like, oh, okay, this is going down the route now of I'm getting these followers, and I can turn this into, rather than a hobby, more of like a side hustle, I want to say. That's what I call it. So yeah, I just started building up this engagement, building up this following, and then my social media accounts then, which are still like my portfolio, they turned very much into more of this platform then, of this influencer, as people like to say. I prefer to call it a content creator, because I get reached out to by brands and I create content and things for them, and I create like fun and engaging things. And engagement is the very important word in that, because you have to have that anchor that keeps people in. So there's two things that you can sort of take from me being here today. It could either be the part of how you're using your social media for your engagement and attracting followers and things like that, or you could even use it of going down the route of getting UGCs, which is user generated content. So say you're a company that sells, I don't know, jewelry, or if you're a beauty brand or it's clothing, how can you use people like me to create a revenue for your business? Because if you're thinking of someone like me that gets sent products by Estee Lauder and YSL, I get things from MAC, Superdrug, Boots, all these big brands are sending me products, and I'm happy to create the content, and they're getting something from my content. So you can use your influencers and your content creators to create a lot of money for your brand. So fast forward about 3 years, just finished uni. I've come to the end of uni, and I studied hair, makeup and special effects for TV and film, obviously, in uni, and that's what I've just finished now. So I'll be graduating in the next 2 months, thank God, really exciting. But coming towards the end of uni, I was kind of making the decision of if I wanted to go into TV and film, or if I wanted to pursue social media a lot more. So coming out of uni, I decided that I did want to go into social media and marketing a lot more, and social media management, creating content, that sort of thing, and still keep my makeup on the side as like my little side hustle of where I can take an income for creating content for brands. So now I finished uni and I was on the job hunt, and I really wanted to work in social media. And I was a little bit stressed because the qualification that I had, it wasn't social media or marketing. And I remember in my last job, my previous manager had said to me, you're not going to get a job in social media and marketing because you don't have the right qualification. Anyway, came out of that job and I got a job in social media and marketing without the qualification. So take from that, if someone tells you you can't do something, it's rubbish, because you can do literally anything you put your mind to. But my job role at the moment now, so I'm head of social media and communications for this new company that I work for, and then I do my content creating on the side. So I work from both sides of the angles. I'm the content creator, and I work from the business marketing point of view as well. So
how many followers do you have, and what have you created for the new for Hona now?
So currently, myself personally, I've got over 50,000 followers spread over my platforms. So my main platform for me is TikTok. It really surprises me that a lot of people aren't really using TikTok to its full abilities, because the way that they have like their For You page is completely different to Instagram. So your reach on TikTok is crazy. I mean, I've reached like something like 10 million people in the space of like a week through some of my videos that have blown up. So that's a huge platform. The main thing with TikTok is you've got to have those anchors right at the beginning of your videos. Even if it's only 15 seconds long, you've got to make sure that you're reeling those people in to stay. So it could be something like, in Mum's case, asking a question of, oh, have you ever been to Pembroke? Let me show you, and then show them Pembroke, rather than going straight in and show them a video of a cottage when they might not even know what they're watching. So have you ever been to Pembroke? Let me show you, and then you carry on the video. So you've got to get that anchor in right at the very beginning. But yeah, 50,000 over my platforms then. That's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts as well. So that's essentially like TikTok on YouTube. You don't have to upload long 15-minute videos to YouTube anymore. They can be as short as 5 seconds. And I know from working in my company now that you would be surprised like how much conversion they get from YouTube Shorts going onto their website. It's crazy.
What was Spin the Wheel? Tell them how much you earned.
I don't know. I'm not going to say exact numbers just because it's a company I work for and I don't want to get into any trouble.
It was big amount of money. How many minutes?
Let's just say that we do this thing called Spin the Wheel. And for an hour, literally an hour on a Friday, we'll say to our customers, okay, jump on our website between 11 and 12, spend over £30 before VAT. So you know you're getting at least 30 then when the VAT adds on as well. We'll spin the wheel for you. You can win some prizes. There's little prizes on there, nothing rather really major, just nice little things to pop in the packages. And we made quite a bit of money in the space of like an hour, let's just say. I think it was something, the highest amount of orders we've had is 83 orders in an hour, and each order was over £30. So I mean,
what they made in 1 hour. I was a store manager in MacArthur Glen for Moss Bros. We would work for 8 hours on a whole day on a Saturday. So it tells you how much money they took, that amount of money that I would have taken in a massive flagship store.
Live streams and TikTok shops. Now, if you're a business where you can sell something and you can sell on TikTok shop, and I know this is the route that you're going down with the interior wise, rinse it, because you can make so much money. I know so many companies, and I mean the first part of it is you've got your TikTok that's doing your marketing. So you're just creating an engaging video and you might get 1 million views from it, but you'll have a little product linked in the corner, and you can do this on Instagram as well, and people might see it. And the good thing with TikTok shop is they automatically, like, TikTok will apply the discounts on the products for you, so you don't have to. And I know I'm a sucker for it. I'll go on 20% off, or I'll buy 3. And people love a discount. People love freebies as well. And that's one thing I've definitely learned a lot through like my content creating side of it. And even as myself as being the content creator, which is what people should consider as having the user generated content, is I could create a video for a brand and link their products in my video. I would probably only make a 10% commission from it, but I'm advertising that video to my 50,000 followers. They're going to make probably obviously 10 times as much money as me from that, but I'm making a profit from it, so I'm happy.
It's just incredible, absolutely incredible. I'm sure we're going to have lots of questions on Friday about both of your businesses. How can people get in touch with you both?
Well, I've got Nicky Bright Holidays, and then I've got nickybright.com, which is the styling side now. It's the upsell, basically. So for any guests now who are in my holiday lets, they can now, if they like it, they can buy it. And I think that's what you have to look at, is always the upsell, always another opportunity where you can get revenue in. So that's how they can get hold of me. It's nicky@nickybright.com.
For myself, mainly it's my platforms. Cosmetics with Morgan, that's on everything. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, the lot. And then even my email as well. It's cosmeticswithmorgan@yahoo.com. So it's, yeah, all the same thing.
So the next thing for Morgan is, now she's got the followers, it's time now to stop branding the big brands. We start branding Morgan. We get her own cosmetics, her own brand, her own makeup, and we go down the platform now this time next year. Well, she'll be promoting to over 100,000 people her own products and making her own money.
Yeah. One thing with social media I will say as well is it's really important to do it because you want to do it and not to feel like you do it because you have to. that was really important to me when I went into the company that I went into, is I wanted to make sure that I was going into a job where they wanted to do the social media, and not because like it felt like a chore, like they had to do it. And it's such a fun platform as well. Like even just have fun with it. Like the brand that I work for on our TikTok, we do a lot of behind the scenes, and we like spend the day with us and meet the team and have fun with it as well.
She takes the dog to work, and they love the dog. They
do
follow
like spend
just
the
for
day
the
with
dog.
see it like in my place of work. Yeah, so
They follow just because the dog's there.
just have fun with it. Like our Instagram for my brand is very much like, that is like the sales platform. That is where we market the products. That is where we showcase them. Like the portfolio, like me very much with my Instagram. And then the TikTok, although we obviously do the spin the wheels and we make a huge revenue from that, just have fun with it. There's loads of fun trends, there's fun sounds, and do it because you want to and not because you have to. And it'll make your job 10 times easier. And you'll find when you show authenticity as well, and you show people who they're buying from, they invest so much more.
And it's free.
And it's free. Yeah.
Fantastic. So what I'll do when I load this up to YouTube, I'll put people can click on it and then come straight to you, so they can make really important connections with you both. So Nicky, what is this announcement that you want to make?
Okay, so the announcement is that this Sunday, Channel 5, the 11th of June at 9 o'clock, Rich House Poorhouse, me and Morgan are on there doing, we're one of your members, and we're also, Leslie's now one of your members, so please watch. It's a beautiful story. It's an inspirational story of my loss to my outcome, and then also now for the lady who's now a member also, for her success in the future now, which is being followed by Channel 5 to turn her into a businesswoman as well. So Rich House Poorhouse, 9 o'clock this Sunday, the 11th of June.
And it's really funny as well. Like, it's really emotional, it's really heartwarming, but there's a lot of funny scenes in it too. Definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
Really
made in Cardiff.
And it's really exciting for us because you're a member of Iron Woman, Leslie's a member of Iron Woman, Channel 5 are going to be following the story. It's on TV, this upcoming week. What are your plans for the future, the both of you?
So I think, the plans I've got for Morgan, I keep saying to her, I'm taking her to...
I'm like, one step at a time, Mum, I'm just finishing uni.
Brand Morgan. We're going to brand Morgan to have her own cosmetics. And then for me then, I love interiors. So I've got a small little retail shopping counter in Cardiff. I'm setting up, we're just getting the signs put up now this week. That's going to also be a studio where I'm going to be starting to go in now and doing all the TikToks, all the social media now of all the products coming in and branding myself, because I know that in another 12 months, it's going to explode. And from there, I'll be able to get bigger retail premises. If not, I'll start having them all over Wales, different outlets.
I see what's coming up for me. So obviously I've just finished in uni, so I'll be graduating now in July. I want to do some TV and film work because that's obviously why I went into my degree in the first place. But yeah, just carry on doing what I'm doing and just growing my followers, really.
Sorry. It's okay. And if you could each give one super important tip for people when it comes to social media, just one tip, what would it be?
One tip: only really post important things. Don't post things that are irrelevant and people are not going to engage with you on. And what I do notice is when I put out any engagement, which is something really positive, it's a life-changing something that I've done, and people are behind me, they're championing me. And without your customers, you don't have a business. So to have your people who are engaging with you and to have your cheerleaders, the people who are pushing you on, they're the people who are going to help you to grow your brand.
There are too many people almost like putting out the wrong things. What are the wrong things that people are putting out?
Probably going out on a date or being with family and friends. You'll see them and you'll flick through and you'll just go up and down. You don't really engage them. Use social media because you're not the sheep following them. You are the creator because they're following you. And I think you'd agree with that, wouldn't you?
Sorry, allergy season. Hay fever.
You need a glass of wine.
I do.
So what one tip would you tell people then, Morgan, if they were going to really catapult social media?
Stay consistent and stay positive. Sorry, hay fever season. I always get a bad chest.
Thank you both. Thank you both. I'm sure we'll see you both in Iron Woman at a future event.
Yes.
And, good luck for your event on Friday as well, which is why you can't.
Lovely. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely evening. Night, night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.